segment of It's your girl Aries
series.
The Queen Soleil.
So,
And Queen Soleil.
Bam!
I have a topic one of our
Forgot.
viewers wanted us to talk about. It says, when dealing with authoritative figures, does the angry black woman really exist
Yes,
in
Lord.
the workplace? Is those sisters angry or
You
they
know what?
are assertive?
I'm not trying to say this because it's me. But you know, I am in a supervisor role at my position. But I am not an authoritative manager figure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a what you call it? What's the
You don't abuse your
managerial style? I don't.
Okay.
It's a word for it, and I can't think of it right now. We say it all day at work. But I have noticed a lot of black women are very micromanaged.
Mm-hmm.
They micromanage the crap out they staff. I don't want to say just black. I'm gonna say minorities because it's Spanish too.
Okay.
Very. I don't know if it's
Do you think
we
it's
getting
because of their
leadership
authority?
roles, and I don't know what it is.
You
I
think
don't
it's
know
the
if
authority that's over them?
No. And I could speak straight from my job. No.
Mm.
Because the authority figure we have over us is very, what's the other name versus authoritative? It's another one. I wasn't prepared for this topic. Because I would have had all the words.
They not.
But she's not a micromanager. She's
probably
very
a pusher.
supportive.
Okay.
Kind of.
She a pushover.
Stop, because then I might get sued.
No.
But-
Okay, she's not just, she don't micromanage.
She doesn't micromanage.
She probably don't have good management skills. Everybody can't manage.
You
And
can't
everybody,
say not.
they-
Don't
I
have good
respect
management
it and
skills.
love her management skills because she managed me how I want to be managed, and I kind of copy her style with a little bit more.
So she let you do whatever you want as long as
No, I don't like to do.
No. She let you do you as long as it's
You gotta
following the
trust
guide.
your employee.
Okay. She let you do what you are able to do. And as long as you follow the guidelines, you getting everything done.
Right.
Okay.
And that's
I work with
Go with the
someone.
flow. Go with the flow.
I work with someone. I love how she have everything intact in place. She's like a perfectionist, which I'm sure she have high blood pressure because she drives herself she drive herself to hell every day
trying to control
for
other
no
people.
reason, right?
Mhm.
Not even. I don't even think it's the people. It's just she trying to have everything perfected, like around.
That's control. I think
So
that's from childhood.
So
She
also, I
nurses.
think it could also be cultural because she's
That too.
Okay.
she's
That too. And
from
don't say
somewhere.
what
I
she
forget.
is. That too.
But she so sometimes I'll be like,
my queen. Look.
sometimes I'm like, I tell her calm down, or like we'll have like
It's
conversation.
a dictatorship.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
not
like
under-
it. I don't respect it.
I'm not under
Okay.
her, Mm-mm.
Okay.
but her staff
Can't
they
stand them.
are intimidated
Can't stand
and won't
them.
say anything. Sometimes she comes off
I
very
can't
nasty
work
to
like
them.
that. I would never have a job.
Sometimes
I
she
can't
come off
do it.
very nasty to them, and I'm like,
That's my
I
job.
tell them you're not going to say anything back.
Okay.
Her and I had words early on, and now some days she speaks, some
This
days
is
she
the
doesn't.
wrong topic. I had to go to the prayer room because my job is very toxic.
Really?
Right now. This is the wrong topic to have right
Well,
here. 'Cause
I
could
do
go
think-
on and on and on.
I
This
do
would be
think
an
they
IGTV type of
No,
thing.
I think that they can abuse their power. I think they can be
I
very
think it's her
controlling.
authority. But you are
However,
not
Because black women or all
no,
women?
black women. I have
I think all.
dealt with.
I think all.
I have dealt with a number of supervisors of different colors, but pertaining to black women, I think that it's the standard that we don't want to fail. So we think we have to be like this.
Mm-hmm.
I told you, it's like a learned behavior. Like, you have to, if this, you got to be like this. And if you fail, you're a failure, you're a fuck up, or if they don't get it right. So I think they get that mixed up a little bit.
Or
so
maybe it could be the
controlling.
competition across the board for them, and not actually for their, staff or whatever. It could be kind of be like, okay, I got this position. It was a fight to get this position, maybe, right?
Maybe.
Against other nationalities or whatever.
Right.
So when they get it, it's almost like, oh, I'm gonna show them that I can
do it. Yes.
I can do this. Right? It's not any. I don't think it's anything personal.
You don't think it goes to their head?
No, it does. Yes, I do.
I don't know.
I do.
Not
think,
all.
I think
Yeah, not
that
all, because
some.
it clearly didn't.
I'm
And
not
I
gonna
have
say all.
such a great relationship with my
I think some
great.
some black women can let position of power go to their head. I also believe is how what happens in their household,
Yeah.
they upbringing,
Speak on
and
it,
some
sis.
things. So if they don't have control in their house, believe
They come
me,
into
when
the-
they
work,
come
yeah.
to work,
I had
the
a
control
supervisor like that,
is
and
coming.
she was Italian,
And
You
I'm gonna
love
tell
it.
you this right now.
See, well, then
it
it's
is
not just
hell.
and she was like,
It's not just black.
No, it's
and
not.
the first
It's
thing we would say is, that man running her amok.
Yep.
Yeah, but
So
it's
she got to feel like she in control.
Yes.
When she come to work.
it's
Yeah.
hell. It's hell working under
Just
a
do it.
angry boss. And I said like
Because they set the tone.
I hate to see when black women in particular abuse their power
Yes, Lord.
and disrespect any woman, and especially
Their
their
own.
sister.
Yes.
But you know what, too, in their defense, I could say that they feel like they own them, support them, so they got to stay stern.
Okay, yes, I agree. Let me piggyback off that. I do feel like that we don't respect black supervisors.
But
if
I think it should
another
be reciprocated.
nationality,
It
yeah.
should be reciprocated.
yes, but we are conditioned to be like yes sir to the white
I
Caucasian.
ain't yes sir.
No, I'm not saying like we saying yes sir, but
nobody,
I think we
'cause
are.
For one, you're
we
not even my
conditioned-
boss. I'm never gonna label no one as my boss. Sorry.
Listen, we are conditioned.
Period.
We're conditioned.
Jerry had it.
We conditioned. I don't care. If you go in certain places, you will see them speak very differently to their Caucasian
That's
boss.
even with rent. They will
Yes.
pay the Jewish man, but they
Yes.
ain't paying the black man.
Yes, or they always got something to say. So sometimes it's alert behavior, and sometimes your
It's
experience.
terrible. It's tough.
But it's really, really terrible, and it's
Same
a
with
stigma.
businesses.
Yeah, it's
We feel like the black businesses should charge cheaper. I mean,
Yes.
some of them do be high as hell, but charge cheaper. And we go to a business that's not owned by a black person and spend money.
and they gotta stop. They gotta stop.
So what do
being
you think the underlying?
First of all, I already
Well, we going back to their childhood because you know
childhood
Oh,
experience, independence, controlling, narcissist, all this other shit.
Ooh.
So they had to go
Speak on it.
get some
sis.
counseling, sis. Because first of all, before you take a leadership role, take leadership classes. You
Yes.
cannot be my leader and be petty as hell.
Yes.
You cannot be my leader and be nasty as hell.
Or sensitive?
Or I don't. You can be sensitive.
No, because if you're too sensitive,
No.
you're not going to.
You can't-
You could be biased.
No, you gotta have. You gotta.
Why
be
you think
sensitive.
they don't want a woman to control this country?
Listen, you have to be sensitive because if you have an
I said too
empathetic,
sensitive.
you gotta have balance. What we can say, let's say balance. But you really need to take these type of classes because
I
you just
agree.
can't bring anybody into leadership, and you just can't talk to your employees any type of way you want to,
Agreed.
or think that they beneath you
Right.
because
Right.
you
and
hold
that's the problem
because
at my job.
they think
But
they
you
beneath
also
you.
have people
Mhm.
that feel like they're beneath them because they're not in that position. Like
Yeah,
I just
but it's
said, no
people
one's
that
going
can
to
do
ever
the
be
job
called.
way better than them. They just don't have a degree.
basically.
Yes.
Right, yes. It's
Yes.
girls
Because,
going to
okay.
my job now.
Right. So
It goes on through the school system.
it's like
every day.
it's
I
like
ain't got time
okay,
for
you
it.
hear it's like Amazon, right? What's the guy name that run
You
Amazon?
always throwing out these places that's making money and don't pay us a dime for dropping their name.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you're a supervisor at Amazon, that boss should not come down and speak to you recklessly, right? You make them
Right.
billionaires,
Right.
right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
if I'm under you, I'm making
If
you
I don't
look
think I would
good.
get in trouble for this,
Right.
I will at my company. Right
So you
Same with
you
same,
make them.
again, like I'm gonna go back to the school system because that was my long term.
Mhm.
When you have a I'm saying head teacher because that's the head teacher, but then you have a paraprofessional that is the co-teacher.
Mhm.
You're not gonna label these teachers as
So the teacher
TAs.
got the degrees. And
Some of the co-teachers, some
Some
paraprofessionals
okay.
have degrees.
They just don't want to have
They
all
just
those
don't want that
problems.
role of responsibility
Okay.
more.
Got it.
Though,
99 problems, but doing lesson plans ain't one.
okay. but which they're still doing it, right? Which they're still helping this teacher get through their days.
Yes, they
and
are.
Right.
Yes, they are.
probably
you
do
know,
the most
doing
work,
everything.
right.
That's why you have more students that gravitate to the co-teachers
Mhm.
opposed to the head teacher, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same difference where but you'll have some teachers that want to have teacher meetings and leave the paraprofessionals.
But if y'all work together,
My
y'all
point.
whole class would be
Exactly.
Period. That's some hating
Exactly.
shit. They
Yes.
be hating.
But
That's
that
how-
goes with title. That's title.
And that's how it is
Power
at my
struck.
work. I work with my team. No one's first of all, I started with them. They
So you
supported
was
me so
there,
much. I was
exactly.
in a leadership role, so I know how it was to be
Yes.
in a position.
right in
Right.
a position. So I collaborate with them.
Right.
I don't talk down to them. I don't do none of that, and I got all the respect.
Yes. As
Okay,
you should.
as you should.
And
You was raised right.
And
Okay.
we can't say who
Sometimes,
raised you. but,
sometimes.
No, but yeah, it's with the person, and more or less, I think home play a huge part with how they come to work and behave.
But why is it
Home-
mostly black women? Or is it
I
that
just
we
told
always
y'all in-
work?
Because that's what we're around.
'Cause they
I
too
think that's what we're
independent.
more or less what we're around.
Listen,
Right.
they the ones running the household, single mothers.
Well, not only we're more in urban communities. Right?
You're more
So-
in an authoritative way when you are the enforcer in the house. You're the head.
No,
You running the house.
I'm speaking
Yes.
about community wise.
No, but you saying why they
Right.
black women? They the enforcers in the house. They the head of the house, right? So they can't shift it. Like they don't understand that I'm not one of your little kids, right? And even
Meanwhile,
that,
the kids at home running them over.
and even that, I think that right there, it should be a joint. You shouldn't be talking down to your kids. You shouldn't be talking any type of way to your kids. You shouldn't be calling them names because when they call your name, it's disrespectful. But you taught them how to do it. So mimic what you want done.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? You lead by an example. So a lot of people, we play these roles outside of our house, authoritative, the boss. You say you do as you, and they just come over into work.
It does.
And
I
it's
definitely
disgusting. And it's not pleasant to work under either.
know. No.
And you don't want to do your best. And you could be a good worker. Bad bosses or supervisors ruin good workers.
Yes, I said that.
And they make them want to quit,
Because
make
if
them
you
call
don't have
out.
good leadership, you're not going to put your all in.
Exactly.
I had the best supervisor for 9 years, North Public School, and when he left, and I went to a different school, I think that's when I really realized I didn't want to even be in it no more because I was under that person that I just spoke.
For a long
I
time.
won't talk much about
And
it. I'm still there. Next week is my way.
it was like really, it was, you know, your leadership plays a huge part of how you present your
It
work.
does. You know what's so funny? Yesterday, I text one of my old head teachers, and I worked for her. I worked with her since I started at
The public schools. Just say
Right?
public schools.
And, I always admired how she taught and how she loved and how she led. And I picked up the phone and told her that. And she was like, oh my goodness. And I showed her the pictures of the boys and whatever. And I just explained to her how I was so appreciative of her being a leader and how she led, and she taught me so much. And I just felt like I needed to tell her that.
Yeah, good.
And that was it, you know. But she was really wonderful.
Yeah, it's good to have.
But
those
I
people
also
in
want to
mind.
stress, just because you have a black person in a leadership role, don't think because you're black that they should just let you get away. Do your job.
Do your job.
Do your job.
Especially do your job if that's your friend.
Yes, make them look
If
good.
that's your family. If that's your friend, you're supposed to be making them look good and feel good as they should do you.
One hand should
One
wash
hand
the
wash the
other.
other. Don't think because that's your friend and y'all that you can get over. Because other
Right.
people are always looking.
Right. Yes, they are.
And favoritism and fraternizing on the workforce or in the workplace
It's a huge impact.
is a huge impact. And, you know, discrimination. Or, I mean, you made me feel this way. So it's a lot of things that we can't do. But I do think that we should get some help in those areas when we take those roles. Know when enough, when it's too much. Know when to call out. Know when to check on that mental health. That goes back to
Self-care.
mental health, self-care. Don't put too much on yourself. Do not put too much on yourself.